Hey everyone, my name is Evan and today I'm going to teach you how to do a bench press.
So before you even get on the bench, make sure that the same amount of weight is on both sides of the bar and the bar is centered in the rack as well as the bench press. This way you're not going to possibly injure yourself by letting the bar tip on one side. And then once you've checked all of that, then you can get on the bench here. And for beginners, just try to keep your feet flat on the ground and just press into the ground while you're doing the movement, because your feet are actually pretty important in this movement. For more advanced lifters who want to try to get more power, then use the balls of your feet only and try to slide your feet back towards your torso and then press through there, and that'll give you a bit more punch when you're doing this exercise. And you basically just want to be pressing through your feet at all times when you're pushing.
Okay, so now that you've got everything with your feet and the barbell set up, now it's time to actually start learning some of the bench press movements. So before you can do that, you have to know where to place your hands. So what I like to do, and I think a lot of people do this, is you find the little part where the smooth part of the barbell ends and the rough part begins, and you extend the tip of your thumb out to this part from your hands, and then wherever your hands land, that's where you're going to grip the barbell. And this is what I like to do. A rule of thumb is maybe 1.5 times shoulder width, if that works for you. But really, it's mostly about what you're comfortable with. And as you do the movement, you'll learn more about that. So before you lift off, you want to make sure the barbell is directly over your eyes. Your eyes are going to be directly looking straight up at the barbell. And then when you push this barbell, you want to breathe out, and when the barbell comes down towards your body, you want to breathe in. So you're really going to be, if you're at the top here and you bring the barbell down, you're going to breathe in and then push. As you push out, you push air out of your lungs. So just like that. And now you want to keep your butt on the bench. You don't want to be lifting your butt off the bench. You want to have your back slightly arched so you can fit your hand under your spine. And this, adjusting your shoulders will help this. So you want to bring your shoulders forward and then bring them back and drive them into the bench. And this will naturally give your back a bit of an arch. And you want to make sure your shoulders are really in that bench because it will give you back support. Okay, and when you do the bench press, you'll see a lot of people with their elbows out here. And this is really bad for your shoulder. You don't want that at all. This is called flaring your elbows out. So you want to keep your elbows tucked in here at a 45-degree angle with your body. And it's okay if you're doing heavier weights. I don't recommend this, but you can flare your elbows out a little bit to try and give you a bit more power on that bar. But you really want to keep your elbows tucked into the sides of your body at a 45-degree angle. And when you have the barbell here, not necessarily when you're lifting it off because it's an awkward angle when you're pushing, so a spotter comes in handy. But when the barbell is here, when you're holding it above yourself, doing the exercise, you want to make sure your elbow, your forearm, and your wrist are all directly under the barbell. Everything is stacked up straight in the line, which is going to give you the most pushing power possible for this movement. And you really want your knuckles pointing up towards the ceiling. Even when you're grabbing the bar here, you want your knuckles to be up that way. And keep your head on the bench when you're doing this movement. You don't want to be lifting your head up here and because that could possibly hurt your spine. Okay. One last thing. The bar path on the bench press is not directly vertical. You're not going to be moving like this, straight up and down. When the bar is up here at the very top of its range of motion, it's over your upper chest. And then when you bring it down, it comes to your lower chest, probably just under your nipple, about that area. So the barbell is not moving straight up and down, it's moving more of a slanted path like this, which really matches with how your elbows are angled. Because as your elbows go down, they're going to angle out. So if you're already angling your elbows, you're probably already doing this. You don't have to worry too much about it. Okay, so just pre-bench checklist. Good hand placement, feet on the ground, butt on the bench, shoulders really driving into the bench, back arched, gripping the barbell. And when you do this movement, think of it less as you pushing the barbell and more of you're pushing yourself away from the barbell. You're pushing yourself into that bench. And this will really help activate your back and help you out. And remember, keep pressing with your feet throughout the movement. Your feet can really help you. Okay, and then now, remember, breathing. You're going to be, this is basically a simulation of the movement. Just like that. Okay, correct hand position, good. Shoulders in. Another thing that you want to remember, you don't want to be bouncing this barbell off your chest a bit too much. Like, to some extent, you're going to want to get the barbell off your chest as soon as it touches down, but you don't want to be bouncing it off your chest. You want it to come down, make contact, and then start pushing. You want to make sure you feel that contact for sure. You don't want it slamming into your chest because that can injure you. So make sure this movement is calm and controlled. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.